And we are back at FCC 17 live from Manchester's Event City. Amateur welterweight title contest. James Reedman, the challenger, in the black and pink, taking on the champion Mark Kinsella in the solid black trunks. And Jez, we've seen Kinsella here before on FCC, and this is a guy who just looks like a little bit better each time out.
He likes to stalk his opponents, doesn't he? And he's done that very early on, but got the fight to the ground, which I feel is more in his comfort zone, isn't it? We've seen him really dominate opponents there.
Yeah, we saw him get a very, very solid win over the incredibly tough and talented Chris Senior on the ground. But Kinsella, he's got enough tools in the bag on the feet as well.
Absolutely.
But instantly looking to take this one to the mat.
You certainly have to be an all-round fighter if you want to be a defending champion here at FCC.
Kinsella looking to just pound away there. Immediately transitions back to the takedown, looking to just suck his man's hips out from underneath him.
As always, Kinsella got a lot of fans here.
Yeah, very well supported. If you've not checked it out yet, check out his podcast, Kinney and the Hippie. Just get on social media. He's always pushing it. A very entertaining little podcast. Looking for a Darce type choke here. This could be early doors, Jez. Kinsella locking this choke up. Looking to roll his man round. He's got it hooked in. He just needs to tip his man ever so slightly and just walk round to the right.
Reedman recognises the threat, a nice wide base there. Absolutely critical if he wants to survive this. Dangerous position for him. Very early on, round one. 5 rounds if they need them.
Yeah, Kinsella did a beautiful job there to just switch to take the back. One hook in. Dangerous position here for James Reedman. He's going to need to clear that shoulder, put his back on the cage. He does good work there from Reedman, but Kinsella immediately back on that single leg. Not giving him a moment's respite.
No, it's that constant pressure. He pulls it away. Can he complete? Not quite. Good balance there from Reedman. Keep on his feet. Just given no quarter whatsoever by Kinsella so far. Overcommitted there, but I think he was quite aware of the clock. He's willing to take the risk there. Didn't quite work out for him, but an interesting opening round here.
Yeah, great stuff in this first round between James Reedman and Mark Kinsella. Kinsella undefeated, 6-0, looking to make it 7.
And he'll certainly be very happy the way this fight started. He's been able to command and dictate pressure. And yeah, absolutely. Well, we've not really had a chance to see much of Reedman, have we? But, you know, you got to say, that's down to the dominant performance from Kinsella here.
Yeah, many tools in the bag, and Mark Kinsella certainly got a lot to offer, and he's one of those guys you think, you watch him fight and you think, this is a guy to watch, this is a guy to keep an eye on when he turns pro. He's racked up a lot of experience here at amateur. He's won the FCC title. He's going to try and defend it tonight, and the future's certainly looking bright. And on the flip side, you've got to think, if James Reedman can dethrone the champion here tonight at FCC 17, slingshots him right into that position that Mark Kinsella's in now. But what I like about Kinsella is a guy who understands all aspects of the fight game. He has his podcast, he promotes himself. He understands that, you know, it's the fight game, not so much the fight business. There's more to it than just being a great fighter. Having the personality helps, having the following helps. Kinsella ticks all boxes, but tonight he's got a very tough test in front of him in the shape of James Reedman.
Interesting there. He did throw up and ended up on his back, not where he wanted. There's a scramble taking place, and Kinsella's done well out of it. Managed to get back right up onto his feet. But he's just really patient, isn't he? He just doesn't force it when it doesn't need to be forced. He's willing just to wait for the right opportunities. Constantly feeling like he's in control and he's in his comfort zone. And really that is the mark of a champion. Because like I said, Brad, look, there's one thing taking the strap. There's a whole different ball game defending the strap.
Absolutely. Yeah, it was the great UFC champion Matt Hughes that originally coined that phrase. It takes a certain kind of fighter to win a world championship and a completely different kind of fighter to defend it. The pressure's on. There's the weight of expectation on the champion to be able to defend that belt. It's very, very, very rare for the champion to be considered an underdog on merit or otherwise.
Kinsella just not giving Reedman any space, any opportunity, in fact, to do much, really. It's kind of like pretty much an anaconda choking him, just constricting him, not giving him really any room, any opportunity, any capacity to establish his own game.
Kinsella really going to work there, transitioning from the punches to the knees to the takedown attempts. And as you said, Jez, it's suffocating. You know, there's more than one way to skin a cat and there's more than one way to win a fight. You can win by knockout, you can win by submission, or you can win by completely shutting your opponent down. And Kinsella's certainly doing that here tonight. With that said, great defensive work here from James Reedman defending that takedown. Yeah. He's not letting Kinsella get on top of him.
But one of the things to point out here that a lot of fans won't appreciate is how draining it is in these positions. People think, you know, it's quite straightforward, you're up against the cage, but it saps the energy. Interesting now, though, a good position for Reedman. It's the first time he's really been in a strong position, but he's not able to.
Well, Kinsella's going to fight this tooth and nail.
He's looking to come out of the back, and certainly not a lot of time left now.
No, great work from Mark Kinsella there. Bit of mission control here from James Reedman, but it's not going to be enough. And another round on the scorecard for Mark Kinsella there, you've got to think, Jez.
Yeah, well, like we said, there hasn't been a lot from Reedman. He's not been really given the opportunities. So far, you've got to put it down to 2-0.
And Jez, you completely nailed it there. Opportunity. Mark Kinsella has given James Reedman none, not a single one. And every opportunity that Mark Kinsella has, he's taken it, he's made the best of it.
So, key question. James Reedman, what is his corner telling him right now? What has he got to do to really get into this fight?
Well, it's interesting because we've seen Kinsella get off on the feet, and we've seen him have obviously a massive amount of success in the clinch and close on the ground. For my money, James Reedman needs to keep this one standing. He needs to stay away from Mark Kinsella. He needs to start racking up points. Can he knock him out? Can he submit him? I'm not sure. Perhaps the best tactic here is to stay away, to land frequently, to land often, to land quickly, and get the hell out of Dodge.
Well, we'll soon find out. Referee commences the third round here, full contact contender. Starts well, Reedman, we want to see more of that. Oh, stinging low kick there, but nice answer there from Kinsella.
Kinsella unleashing here. I just love the way he transitions from the knees to the punches to the grappling. Yeah, you talk about the guys who are truly successful at all levels, and it's the guys who can mix it up. Yeah, you can be a great kickboxer, you'll get found out by a wrestler. You can be a great wrestler, you'll get found out by a grappler. It's the guys who can mix and flow, and that really encapsulates what Mark Kinsella's all about. But Jez, let's not take it away from James Reedman here. Reedman gets the takedown, and for the first time in this fight, he's on top, he's in a dominant position. Let's see what the man from Monkey Muay Thai can do here.
Well, I think this is going to be quite an important phase in this competition. He's got to demonstrate some commanding control of the cage.
Needs to sprawl out here to stop Kinsella getting that single leg. He does, and he takes the back. James Reedman on the attack here, Jez.
Exactly what he needed. Couldn't come at a better time, really, for Reedman.
And perhaps the tide has turned. James Reedman trying to fish out a choke here.
Unfortunately, though, for Reedman, he really needs to secure something like a body triangle to prevent his man from escaping, but it was made a little bit too easy there for Kinsella.
Yeah, Kinsella just switched to his back, established that half guard. Already looking for a sweep here. He's hooked the leg. He's going to scoot his hips out. He's going to just shrimp his way out here.
And he's done very well to escape what could have been quite a dangerous position there.
Yeah, single butterfly in now. And all of a sudden, even though we've got James Reedman on top, you've got to think that Kinsella's in the driving seat here. He looks so comfortable.
Well, he is. And you can see, look, he's secured Reedman right arm, not giving him any opportunity to posture up.
I mean, Kinsella's, he's got opportunities for days here. He's got arm bars. He's got sweeps from this position. Reedman opting to stand. Let's see how he plays this one now. Is he going to try and jump in? Is he going to let Kinsella back to his feet? Looking for an axe kick there. Spinning heel kick to the thigh. Shades of the late and incredibly great Andy Hoog. Kinsella looking to get his back on the cage. Reedman not letting him up here, just trying to dive into side control. Time is his enemy though.
And again, more of the same. So, with that being considered, Reedman, is he going to start getting frustrated?
I don't know. I think for a guy who, you know, came out on the wrong side of the first few rounds, Reedman's looking pretty confident there at the end of that phase. You know, he finished the round on top, throwing strikes down. The question is, can he establish that dominance early in the next round?
Yeah.
Can he make it count? Because the last 15 seconds, you can be as good as you like, but if you've lost the majority of that round, the lion's share of the round, yeah, you can drop a guy in the last 10 seconds. It's not going to count for as much.
But, you know, interesting, at the end of that second, we were talking about how Reedman needed to come out and really demonstrate some kind of striking dominance there. And actually, it was Kinsella who came out and did that. So you've got to say, what or where can Reedman win this fight?
You know, he might have to look to steal one at this point. You know, maybe it's Kinsella that makes a mistake. Maybe it's Reedman that capitalises on that. Maybe he's the more composed of the two as we head into the championship rounds and we head into the final phases of this fight.
Well, there's no doubt about it. We're soon going to find out here at a packed Event City Hall.
They meet in the middle. Kinsella with the spinning back fist, looking to take the centre of the cage. Leg kick checked, teep blocked. Kinsella throwing a nice variation of strikes.
Reedman has demonstrated some good defensive techniques there, but that's not going to win you fight, unfortunately. He's covering up well, taking the sting out of those shots, but Kinsella's really ramping up now. But well done, fair play to Reedman. Ducks under, gets a takedown, and that is going to be important for him. He's going to score for that, and he needs that. Yeah,
great work there from Reedman. His corner looking very, very happy. Maybe they know that James Reedman has that little bit more in the tank than your average bear.
Yeah, but goes to throw a knee there. Unfortunately, he gets his man to the ground. He establishes side control, but he doesn't get his hips low enough. A two raised up. Kinsella utilises that room, switch of the hips and back on his feet. Throws a 1-2, drops down low, searches for that takedown.
Yeah, a lot of options here for Kinsella. He's going to rip him off the cage with a single leg, Sakuraba style. Yeah, you can give up on that. You can drop for a double, breaks away instead. Looking a little bit laboured at this point is Kinsella, and you have to say, Jez, you know, an impartial observer has got to think that James Reedman perhaps looking a little bit fitter at this point. And that's not to say that Kinsella's struggling, but just looking a little bit more comfortable, breathing a little more shallowly is Reedman. It's Kinsella, though, the aggressor, searching for the takedown against the cage, trying to drag him off with that double leg, and he does.
And that really has to be
beautiful switch from Reedman, though. Reedman almost stepping into the mount. Kinsella steps out of the back door. Reedman, though, re-establishes, trying to get that knee on belly.
Yeah, Reedman looking to soften up his opponent. I don't feel he's really posing the right questions at this time in the fight.
Looking to switch around. He's hooked the arm. He's on the wrong side of it. He's not going to have time. What can he do in the final few seconds? Kinsella, just like quicksand underneath there. Incredibly tough for Reedman to get any kind of base, and they attack from that base.
But, you know, the last couple of rounds have been a lot closer. And there's been some pivotal moments there, the takedowns. And I think they could count for a lot. When there's not a huge amount to separate the guys, the judges will be looking at those kind of moments to score rounds in favour of one fight or the other. So, here is the fifth and final. For my money, Kinsella's in front.
I agree, Jez. You know, I don't think that's an unreasonable assessment whatsoever.
However, Reedman is not out of this. You know, one big round.
Well, you have to consider the momentum shift, and for my money, there's been a couple of those in favour of Reedman the later we go in this fight.
Yeah, nice show of respect from these guys. Touch of gloves and straight into the action. Kinsella coming out first with a nice combination. Straight through. Reedman pressing, searching, but it really is Kinsella establishing control in this fifth.
Oh, nice backhand strike there from Reedman.
Right, there's a chopping, nice low leg kick by Reedman. And again, you kind of feel it would have been good to see this pressure applied earlier, but going back to what we said in the second, no opportunity. Completely cancelled out. But he's doing everything right at the moment. Kinsella responding well. Again, Kinsella
steaming forward there. Great work from Mark Kinsella.
And interestingly, Kinsella looking to keep this up on his feet. Hasn't yet searched for that takedown at all. Happy to exchange, happy to trade.
You know, Kinsella could well be up 4 rounds to nothing. You know, maybe he's confident in that. Maybe he wants to put on a show at this point, Jez. Nice kick to the leg there from James Reedman.
Five guys leaving absolutely everything in the cage. Oh, and another stinging low kick. And that trail leg. Not causing as much damage and as much impact as it can do on the lead, certainly, Brad. We've seen it takes away a lot from the striking capacity of fighters. That trail leg, not quite as devastating. Nevertheless, causing damage. It's Reedman who ends up on top. Kinsella in butterfly guard. Beg your pardon, half that is. Which is over.
Yeah, looking for a bit of mission control perhaps here was Kinsella, but content to stick with the single butterfly for now. Reedman looking to step over. Reedman looking to take the back here. Kinsella turns flat, switches out. Beautiful stuff. And Reedman fighting this every step of the way. The final bell. Phenomenal stuff here at FCC 17. Mark Kinsella, James Reedman take a bow. Kinsella looks confident. Reedman looks slightly dejected. I feel, Jazz, in my heart of hearts, Kinsella's going to walk away with his belt.
Yeah, I have to agree with you on that, Brad.
And while he may well have won every round, it wasn't one-way traffic,
No.
but a phenomenal championship performance by Mark Kinsella, and I can't wait to see this guy in the cage again here at FCC.
Ladies and gentlemen, please show your appreciation for our fighters this evening. But after 3 hard-fought rounds, we go to the judges' scorecards. I grant you 5 hard-fought rounds. With a split decision, your winner